Hi y'all, welcome back to Mama 4. This is Cara, and a couple of days ago I posted on the community tab which option is true. I asked, I've been married before, I have an honorable discharge from the Army, I lived in Georgia, I worked as a waitress, and I was homeschooled for 2 years. Which one is true? I never been married. I never worked as a waitress. Last Vlogmas, I went over the jobs that I'd done before. I never was homeschooled. I didn't even realize homeschool was as easy as it is until I started homeschooling MarMar. I never lived in Georgia. I don't know if I ever talked about the states I lived in, which was a few cities in Michigan, a few cities in Mississippi, and I lived in Louisiana. What else? Homeschool, married, Georgia. Anyway, I have an honorable discharge from the Army, and I was just going to post on the community tab the answer to the question, but y'all might want a story time. So I decided to join the Army when I was 16. If I go back a little bit, with all the different states we moved to, when I got to 4th grade, with moving from the north to the south so many times, I had to repeat the 4th grade. So I repeated the 4th grade. Not too many people knew it. I was somewhat the youngest person in my classroom, but I had an early birthday too, so I wasn't always the oldest, in my class. But anyway, by the time I got in high school, when I was in the 10th grade, I found out that I can go to a school called the School of Choice. It was where kids that was kicked out of school or pregnant kids would go, and they would catch up on their credits because you can work at your own pace and get credits. So I decided to go to that school to just do all my work in 1 year. So I was scheduled to graduate in June 2003. I would have had all the credits I needed to graduate with just 3 years of high school. So I enlisted in the Army. My mom signed and did all the paperwork. I was sworn in. I passed my fitness test and my health tests and everything. I went to somewhere in Detroit. I had to get my fingerprints in the system. The job title that I was going to have was a financial specialist. I was going to Fort Jackson. I was shipping out July 23rd, 2003, and I even had military ID and stuff. And my counselor all this time, when I was collecting all the paperwork about leaving, going to the Army, did not want me to go because I would have been shipping out in 2003. And remember, 9/11 happened in 2001. Yeah, 2001. So, which means the United States was going to war. And she didn't want me to go. I wasn't like no big athlete or nothing like that. I was just a little quiet girl in school. But people take on to me. She didn't want to see me go. So she called my mom one day and told me that I couldn't graduate in 2003 because they said I had to have 7 semesters of high school, and they were putting it in effect that year. So I had to get a dishonorable discharge from the Army, and I ended up having to go back to school the following year. I went to school for 9 weeks to do my credits. My credits was done, and I was done with school. And studying my diploma in June 2004, it still had the previous year, June 2003, as if I came out the year I was supposed to. But I actually walked across the stage in 2004 in June. And when I walked across the stage 2004 in June, I was pregnant with MarMar. I was probably like 5 or 6 months pregnant with him. So that was the reason why when I finished school, I never went back to join the Army because I had a baby. And I was so caught in love, so I didn't join the Army. And when I fell out of love, when MarMar was like 2 years old, I thought I would go back and join the Army again. But they told me that I needed to sign over my child, custody of my child. And I wasn't signing over rights to my baby. So I didn't go to the Army. And that's the end of that story time. Thank you for watching, and congrats to the ones that got it right. So far, I posted a video last night. It looked like 3 people may have voted that I joined the Army, but one person actually put a comment saying they think it's the Army, and that was Mika, fasting weight loss. So congrats, you know me. Was that a lucky guess, or did I mention it before in another video? Or was it because you knew one number of the other stuff? True. Or do I seem like a military type person? I don't know. Let me know down below. If y'all like that little game with me posting questions on the community tab and then give a little brief story time, I can do it again. I can try to figure out something else I want to tell y'all. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm just a mama 4.
257 257